They are setting men up for failure when it comes to playing this role in their lives. The future generations will suffer for it. Women have changed fundamentally. The traditional wife, traditional girlfriend is more or less gone. For the ability of cultures and communities to continue, dude, your love life matters. So in this video, I'm going to show you how your love life has the power to actually save the world. So you heard that right. Actually save the world. I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't be listening to somebody like Andrew Tate and what is the most important role you can play as a man. Stay tuned. I used to be a fan of Andrew Tate. When he first came out, I loved how bold he was, how he was speaking facts. As he rose to fame, the cracks in his armor started to show. Andrew Tate is kind of like this generation's James Bond. He's really a fictionalized image of what a man should be. He's suave, charismatic, he talks well, he knows how to fight, he drives a fancy car, women are all over him. So, I mean, this is the image that men have strived for in the last couple of years. And this is fueled off action heroes like Schwarzenegger,
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone, all of those kind of people. So there's this hyper-masculine image that people are looking for. And this image has been de-emphasized over the last couple of years, which is why there was a gap for somebody like Andrew Tate. But in peeling back the layers, we realized that Andrew Tate is kind of like a glorified pimp. And he has no problem manipulating and exploiting women, but also manipulating and exploiting men. There's a lot of documented information that talks about the lies he said and he continues to say, and it's clear he's on a campaign to ensure that he wins his court case. One thing about Andrew Tate is he's an extremely intelligent person and he's using his skills as a communicator to switch the narrative. He's trying to make himself look like a victim and a martyr. But the truth of the matter is there's a lot of evidence that points to him actually doing these things. I think you're doing yourself a disservice as a man if you listen to him. Everybody has an agenda. They're either trying to monetize you or do one thing or the other. But ensure that your own goals don't get lost in all the noise. Something he leaves out, which he speaks to, but he doesn't actually practice, his character. And you're going to need character to play the most important role that you're ever going to play as a man. And that role is being a father figure.
I am your father.
Now, not everybody is going to be a father, but you can play that role in someone's life in terms of mentoring and coaching. To emphasize the importance of fatherhood, I want to use a particular movie as an anecdote. And it's a movie called Idiocracy. Basically, the premise of the movie is that smart people stop having children and then dumb people keep having children. And it continues for 500 years and the world is full of extremely dumb people. I bring this up just to say that if people who are actually achieving stuff in life are not passing on those values to their children, then the future is going to look a lot more like Idiocracy than anything else. But we're actually seeing this kind of take place in countries like Japan. Japan has a steadily declining birth rate and the population is going to shrink. And they have a culture where they are not having as many children. There are economic reasons there, I acknowledge that. But there are also cultural reasons as well. So there could be a future not too far off where there's no more anime.
Nani?
No more Honda, no more Toyota. All the wonderful things that come out of Japan are gone. Also, being a father unlocks a new level in you. There's a degree of self-actualization that happens because you've come to a point in your life where you have achieved your own goals, and the next level for you is taking those skills, experiences, knowledge, and pouring them into the next generation. Whatever problem we have in the world now, it's a person that's going to solve that problem. And who knows, your kid could be the person who solves that problem. There's a degree of accountability that comes with having children. Children do not go by what you say, they go by what you do. They watch you and they're a mirror to show you where you have shortcomings in your life, where you need to improve, you need to get better. Being intentional about becoming a father, generally, it makes you a better human being if you open up your mind to it. How do you get started? I'm convinced that being a great father starts with your self-awareness, understanding who you are, understanding your goals, what you want to do. The next part of it is having a healthy relationship between you and your partner who you plan to have kids with. Because the same way there's accountability for you as an individual, as a father, there's also accountability for the two of you in a relationship, because what your children see in terms of your relationship with your partner is what they are going to reflect in their own relationships, because those will set the expectations for them. The truth is, dating in this generation is completely different. Women have changed fundamentally. The traditional wife, traditional girlfriend is more or less gone. And this creates an opportunity for men to step up. It's not just about bringing money to the table. How can you provide leadership, emotional intelligence to ensure that you are providing a safe environment for your partner and where your kids are going to come into? It's very important that men start thinking about a different set of skills. The skills that will get you a chick are not the skills that will keep a chick. You need to go beyond that step. Also, start getting practice. There are opportunities for you to practice being a father, a role model. See how you can coach, see how you can mentor. I would like to believe that you've benefited from people like that in your life. I can speak to myself. There are a whole bunch of people who made sacrifices for me. I remember I had a coach back in the day, Coach Moody. He dedicated his Saturdays to taking us through basketball and learned about working in teams and all of that good stuff. So that is something you can do for somebody else. And it reminds me of something that Umar Johnson said. You can check out the clip.
There's a whole bunch of stuff we can do that ain't got nothing to do with the women, boys and men. Do you understand? Deal with the boys and the men. Leave her out of it and go straight to the boys. Give them jobs, give them education, give them training, give them your time. They not getting none of that from black men. What system do we need to create as black men to prevent the Pookie and Ray Ray from coming into existence?
I understand why people are being very self-centered when it comes to their relationships. There are a lot of risks around it, but that there are risks around certain things doesn't mean that you don't do it. Businesses are risky, but people start businesses every day. In fact, we're seeing a rise in people starting businesses. 9 to 5 is no longer as safe as it used to be. So people are switching. There needs to be that kind of paradigm shift around children as well. For the ability of cultures and communities to continue, men need to be deliberate about being fathers. It's very, very important. And personally, I think people like Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, Just Pearly Things, they are setting men up for failure when it comes to playing this role in their lives, and the future generations will suffer for it. I want to encourage you, whoever you're listening to, measure them by a standard that ensures that it meets your goals. I hope this was helpful and that it helps you get closer to becoming your best self as a man. Thanks very much. Peace. See you in the next one.